It's summer, I'm in the middle of the woods and I'm taking my clothes off. My heart is pounding. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm nervous. Fear is trying to stop me. But I push through anyway. I enter the ice cold river. As my body gets immersed in the water, I gasp for air. I'm in survival mode. In the ice cold water, the river coming against my back is like whips made of ice beating my body. But I calm myself with my breath. And after a few minutes in the ice cold water, my mind is still. I have no thoughts. I'm fully present in the cold. And it feels comfortable. And after I get out, my skin red. It feels like I was reborn. The energy inside me is immense. My mind is still. I felt strong, happy, and healthy. This is the power of cold exposure. And you don't need a river. You can start getting the benefits today in your shower of being strong, happy, and healthy. My name is Daniel, and my purpose with these videos is to help you develop a better life by sharing what I learned. And our goal for this video is to get you started on taking cold showers so that you also get these amazing benefits starting today. Hundreds of years ago, the Spartans thought that taking hot baths would make them weak. So instead, they would go into icy rivers and ponds to clean themselves, because they thought that would make them a strong, disciplined warrior. They knew that doing hard things will make them grow. And you have a choice in front of you right now, in every moment of your life, every minute, every second. And that choice is to either take the comfortable but unfulfilling path, or the uncomfortable but fulfilling path. 90% of men don't take cold showers because they seek comfort. But what will you do? You don't have to take cold showers. The choice is yours. But making hard decisions is what turns boys into men. Taking cold showers has been one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And I'm going to do it for the rest of my life because I love it. It triples my energy. It just makes me feel a lot nicer, a lot happier, and I'm a lot more healthier since I started taking cold showers. Part 1, the benefits. Now, if you don't care about the benefits, you can skip this section. But taking cold showers is one of the best things that you can do for your body. If you go into the cold regularly, you will have no cold, no inflammation, no depression, and no flu. Cold showers are a gateway to flow, energy, and peace. I'm not exaggerating. Just let me read you some of the benefits that cold shower has. Like, it gives you more energy, improved circulation and immune function, reduced inflammation. And inflammation is the cause and effect of almost all of the diseases. It reduces inflammation, improved muscle recovery and reduces soreness, better sleep, great for weight loss, enhanced mental clarity and focus, less stress and anxiety. It really helps with stress. We'll talk about it in a moment. Improve mood and feelings, increased willpower and discipline, because it's hard to get into a cold shower and you do it deliberately. And I'm sure there's a lot more benefits. Now, if you don't care about the biology of why this helps you, you can skip to the next section. So why are cold showers so great? Well, you have inside of you something called a vascular system. And this vascular system regulates your body temperature so it stays at the same level. It regulates your blood flow, and it also carries nutrients to your cells. And it protects you from heat and cold by contracting millions of tiny little muscles. So it's very important. and delicate system. But what did we do? In our modern day, we got comfortable. We put on clothes. We always have a jacket on when we go outside. We're always in heated rooms. Our temperature doesn't change that much. And what does this do to our vascular system? It doesn't get trained. It doesn't get exercised, and it becomes weak. And who's going to pay the price for this? Our heart is. Our heart is going to pay the price. Because our vascular system is not exercised, there's not that much blood flow, and our heart has to pump much harder and much deeper. And what do you think? What will happen if your heart has to pump much deeper, not at its regular pace? It's going to result in more stress. If your vascular system is not exercised, your heart is under stress 24/7. You will feel this stress on your body. We have lost our connection to nature. So what is the solution? Well, start taking the damn cold showers. A cold shower a day keeps the doctor away. But why? Why does cold shower help this? Because cold shower exercises the vascular system. When you get into the cold, millions of these tiny muscles contract and expand, and that exercises it and gets it to the right condition, the way that nature meant it to be. Part 2. How to start. I think there are 2 ways to start taking cold showers. One of them is by ending your regular showers with cold water, or directly getting into the cold water. Let's talk about the first one first, because that's how I started. After taking your regular normal shower, at the end of the shower, turn it all the way to cold and stand in there just for 15 seconds. That's it, 15 seconds. Everyone can do 15 seconds of cold exposure, even though it's uncomfortable. It will be uncomfortable in the beginning, but everyone can do it. And then let's say after a week of ending your showers with 15 seconds of cold, you will be able to withstand 30 seconds. And then 40, 50, a minute. And after some time, a minute and a half. And a month later, you might be able to withstand 2 minutes in the cold. But it starts with just 15 seconds of cold exposure. Just start slowly. The goal is not to start with jumping into icy lakes. That would be stupid starting with that. The goal is to develop a habit so that you do it consistently, so that you do it every single day. Start slow. And my advice is to not force anything. Always follow your feeling. Well, you should force getting into the cold shower, because you will have these thoughts and voices in your head that tell you to not do it. You have to get back to the comfortable zone. But you don't have to listen to that voice. That's the same voice that told you to watch porn thousands of times. You don't have to listen to it. So don't force anything and always follow your feeling. Now you can use this plan that I got for you that consists of a month, and at the end of the month you'll be able to withstand 2 minutes of cold showers. On the first week, you will do just 30 seconds. That's it. Ending your regular showers with 30 seconds. Then on the second week, you end it on 1 minute. On the third week, a minute and a half. At the end of the month, the fourth week, you'll be able to withstand 2 minutes. You might be thinking that that's way too fast. I can't get there that quickly, but you can. Trust me. I believe that you can get there. Now the other option is the same as the one that we talk about. The only difference is that you enter into the cold water directly. You turn it all the way to the cold and just step in. That's the only difference. You do the same thing, starting slow, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, a minute. You start slow. Now what I recommend is that not to turn the dial to the cold slowly like this. I actually recommend turning it all the way to the coldest. Because doing that way you will get the most benefits. Yes, it's going to be hard, but are you willing to do it? As we talk about hard choices turn boys into men. Now you don't have to include cold exposure to your regular showers where you just clean yourself. You can separate the two. For example, you can take a cold shower in the morning and do your regular warm water cleaning in the afternoon. So you don't have to put them together, you can separate them. And if you might be asking, when should I take a cold shower? You can take it anytime. I recommend taking it in the morning because it just starts your day off right. It gives you a bunch of energy. And also you can do it before doing some kind of important task, work or some kind of project you're doing. Taking a cold shower before that will boost your motivation and energy like crazy. So that's also a very powerful tool to use. And if you're asking how many cold showers should I take a day, just follow your feeling. You can take 5-10 cold showers a day. It doesn't matter. The more cold showers you take, the better. But just start with one cold shower a day. That I usually do 1 or 2, depending on how I'm feeling. You can take a cold shower anytime you want. And also another tip is that when you get into the cold shower, your normal reaction is to gasp for air. And what I advise you to do there is try to control your breath, taking deep breaths into your belly. That will help you a lot. It has helped me a lot, trying to control my breath and to calm myself with my breath. As an actionable step before you go to the next section, there's a mission that I have for you, and that is to take a cold shower today, within 24 hours of watching this video. If you actually want to see improvements, take the cold shower. Stop procrastinating and take it today. And I much respect you if you do it right now. Pausing this video and going to take a cold shower right now. If you do that, you're a real G. Part 3. No motivation. So what if you have no motivation for cold showers? Because it's uncomfortable. It can be painful getting into that cold. And I completely understand. In the summer it might be nice, it's hot outside, it's sunny, you get into the water, you get outside, it's fun. But in the winter you don't even want to get outside because it's that cold. But you have to realize that in the winter you get the most benefits. Your motivation should be that, hey, I want to tackle the flu, I want to tackle the cold, I want to tackle the depression, I want happiness, strength and health. This should be your motivation and you can do it. You start taking the cold showers. As I said in the beginning, hard choices will make you into a man of character. And it's time that you take responsibility and become more disciplined and start taking the cold showers even though you don't feel like it. Because most of the things that you have to do, you don't feel like doing them. You don't feel like cleaning up your room. You don't feel like doing work. You don't feel like studying. But you do it anyway. And that makes you a disciplined man. Because motivation is fleeting. It's not always there. That's why you need discipline. Now, I'm not saying that motivation is bad. It's good. And trust me, after doing the cold showers for some time, you will crave it. You will have the motivation. But in the beginning, you need discipline. Doing it even when you don't feel like it. Now at the beginning, cold showers will be really uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. But after doing it for some time, after getting used to it, your vascular system getting exercised, it will be pleasurable. I'm not joking. I used to hate cold showers. I hate getting into them. But now I love it. I will take cold showers for the rest of my life because I love it. The more you take cold showers, the more you're going to crave it. You're going to get to a point, if you do it consistently, where you actually want to get into the cold. So push through those early days. Push through until you get used to it. Because I know that you can do it. I believe in you. I have confidence that you're able to do this easily. I believe in you. Start taking the cold showers. You won't regret it. Part 4. Upgrading your cold showers. Now I think that there are 3 ways to upgrading your cold showers. One is just by doing more. Just take more cold showers. If you're taking 1 cold shower right now a day, take 2, take 3. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Why not? Or if you're staying in the cold shower for 30 seconds, stay in there for a minute. Or 2 minutes. 3 minutes, 5, 7 minutes. And don't say that you don't have time for that. Because how many minutes do you waste every day? I waste like 10 minutes every hour. So you have time to do 7 minutes of cold exposure. The first way is just by increasing the time that you're in the cold water. The second way is by making the water colder. We talked about this earlier, that instead of just slowly turning the dial to cold, you should just turn it instantly to cold. That's one way you can do it. Or another great way is by getting an ice bath, or filling your tub with water and getting into that. Sitting in the water fully immersed. Because I think that taking ice baths is a lot better than cold showers, I think. But it's also a lot more intense. Because your whole body is covered with ice cold water. And that's pretty intense. But it's much more colder, and I think that you get much more benefits and much more energy. So if you want to upgrade your cold showers, that's the way you can do it. There's these inflatable little things online you can buy. It's like $100, or you can just fill, if you have a tub, you can fill your tub with cold water, or you can buy these, like from these stores, these like plastic tubs or whatever. You can get one of those. Just the point is to get fully immersed in water to your neck. I don't know if getting your head into cold water is good or not. I personally don't do it. But great way to upgrade is by taking an ice bath. Now the third way that you can upgrade your cold showers is by regulating your reaction to the cold water. As we talked about, your primal reaction to cold is to gasp for air. What you can do is to try and regulate your reaction. So instead you get into the cold water and you're taking deep breaths. And that can also help you upgrade your cold showers. And it will also help you to deal with stress in life. Because if you can deal with stress, because cold water is a stressor, it stresses you out a lot. So if you can deal with it in the cold, it will transfer to other parts of life. You will be able to deal with it when someone's talking shit to you, or you will be able to deal with it when you have a lot of work to do, when life just becomes more stressful. You will be able to deal with it. So these are 3 ways you can upgrade your cold showers: increasing the time, getting into colder water, or regulating your reaction to the cold. Part 5. The Wim Hof Method. Now you might have already heard about this guy Wim Hof. He's called the Iceman. He's taken a different path than most people do. He was homeless for quite some time, and once he was in a park and he saw an icy lake, and he just felt this kind of attraction, this force telling him to go into that lake. And he found great power and peace in the cold water when he entered it. And after that he started experiencing more with the cold, getting into cold waters and experimenting with his breath, developing breathing techniques. And he went on to develop amazing achievements. He climbed Mount Everest in shorts. In just shorts. That is just crazy. Just imagine, people go to Mount Everest in masks, completely covered, like ninjas, only their eyes are showing. And this guy, Wim Hof, went up there in just shorts. I'm not sure if he actually went to the top, but he went up a very high distance where there is low oxygen. And through the power of his mind and his breathing, he could withstand that. And he says that everyone can do. And he also stood hours in ice. It was done in public. They put literally ice, not even ice cold water, ice in a big bucket, and he just stood there like it was nothing. And he says that everyone can do this. We're all capable of this, but we have just lost this connection to our deeper selves. And he developed methods, ways for us to tap into deeper parts of our brains. The method that he developed consists of 3 pillars. The first is the cold. The second is the breath. The third is the mind. Now I'm probably going to make a whole separate video about this Wim Hof method, so I won't go into it very deeply now, but I want to talk about the breath. Most people don't realize how powerful the breath is. It is our life force. If you don't breathe, you'll die. It's keeping us alive. And most of the time, we're not breathing consciously. Our breaths are shallow. Like you probably know, you don't even notice that you're breathing. Like, now that I mentioned it, you'll probably notice your breath. Also, another book talks about it, The Way of the Superior Man, which is a great book, highly recommended. Also talks about breath and taking deep conscious breaths and how important that is. Filling your belly and then your chest. These deep breaths, it will change your life. I'm not joking. And there's this breathing exercise in Wim Hof's method that is genuinely life-changing. It gets you to places that you never thought you could go. It gets to the deepest part of your brain. And it's also great for your health. A bunch of people have benefited from this method. People with crazy diseases got healed. There was this one guy who had this eye infection. None of the doctors could help him. And he went to Wim Hof doing his method and it was gone. I also was telling the story from my personal experience. One day I was out with my girlfriend and she told me that she has a headache. And I was just reading Wim Hof's book. And I told her, why not do 2 rounds of his breathing exercise? And I guarantee you, your headache will be gone. So I guided her through 2 rounds of the breathing exercise. And after the breathing exercise, her headache was gone. She felt even pleasant. This is how powerful. And this isn't just the surface, getting rid of headaches. This goes very deep. And as an actionable step, we will go through 1 round of Wim Hof's breathing method. Now, what this consists of, we're going to take 30 deep breaths and just letting them go. The point is that you want to take more air in than you let out. When you exhale, you just relax into the exhale. You just let go, but you take full deep breaths. So let's start 1 round of the breathing method. Just follow my guide. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Deep breath. Let it go. Deep breath. Let it go. Full in. and let it go. Just go with the flow. Deep breaths. Letting them go. Fully into your chest and your belly. And letting your breaths go. Keep on going. Fully letting go. We're at about 20 breaths. Fully letting them go. Calm. Just go with the flow. Follow your breath. Five more breaths. Now on the next breath, fully in. Let your breath go and hold. On empty lungs, hold your breath. Now I'm not going to hold it so I can speak to you, but hold your breath on empty lungs. And when you're doing this method, you will realize that you're able to go with empty lungs without air for 2 to 3 minutes or even more. My max is like 3 minutes. And just notice how still your mind is right now. It's completely in peace. When you feel the urge to breathe, take a deep breath and just hold it in for a couple more seconds, like this. Just for 10 seconds, just hold your breath in when you feel the urge to breathe again. Did you notice how still your mind was? Some meditators practice for years to get in the state that you were in. And you can get to that state in 20 minutes doing 3 rounds of this breathing. This breathing is very powerful. And it also helps you with the cold. If you do one of these rounds of breathing before you get into the cold, you will be able to stay in there for more time. I really advise you to get this breathing into your daily routine, because it can genuinely change your life. So just so I explain the breathing again so you can follow, you can also just search on the internet Wim Hof breathing. A bunch of guides are online. 30 to 40 deep breaths, fully in and letting them go. Then on the last breath, you exhale fully and hold for as long as it's comfortable for you. And then after you feel the urge to breathe, you take a deep breath and hold for like 15 seconds. And you should do these breathings in a comfortable, safe place, because they can be very intense. Some people lose their consciousness while doing this. Some people pass out. So you have to be very careful and do this in a safe environment. I usually do it laying down. And if you want to learn more about this Wim Hof method, I highly advise that you read his book. This book, I loved it. It is a great book. It really goes into the depth of what humans are capable of. It goes into the depth of the cold, the breath, the mind. And he also talks, especially at the later chapters, about spirituality, the soul, who we really are, our purpose. So if you're into our potential, also if you're interested in these kind of topics, I highly advise this book. It's great, the Wim Hof method. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you're interested, I'm doing free calls with you. There is my email in the description. If you're interested, I'm doing free calls. If you have any questions, if you want to have any advice, if you just want to talk, there will be my email in the description. You can send me an email and we'll contact each other. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. Have a great day. Goodbye.